Hello all, I'm Sai and in today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 tips that you can follow in order to save a ton of money while also buying a ton of books. You can see this bookshelf behind me, right? I was able to fill up this bookshelf as well as 2 others which are just right here out of the frame by following all the things that I'm going to talk about in this video over the past 3 to 4 years. They don't take that much time and you need not spend even a penny for doing any of these things, but eventually you will end up saving a lot more of that hard-earned money that you end up spending with books. So without any further ado, let's get into the tips right away. The first tip that I'm going to give you is probably the most brutal, okay? I know that as a book lover, it hurts me to say this, but this is the best way in which I have saved a lot of money while buying books of really good quality, at the same time not getting any kind of pirated copies to me. And it is to buy books online, okay? Whether you're buying it from Amazon, you're buying it on Flipkart, or if you're buying on any other book selling website online, I'd say that is better than going for an offline store and buying it from there if you want to save money, okay? I'm not telling you to not go to bookstores and not at all spend money there, because the experience of going to a bookstore, being surrounded by hundreds and thousands of books and then picking just one for yourself is something that is out of the world, but is always not pocket friendly, right? Especially if you're a person who's spending the money that you get as pocket money on books, it's definitely going to make a huge dent in the budget that you have. So always try and opt for online bookstores. I've been buying books online for like 5 to 6 years now, and trust me, I would have not been able to buy some of the books which I really wanted to buy if not for online bookstores and the offers that they have. And many people also say that when you're not buying books from bookstores, you're not helping the publisher. Okay, it's definitely not the case, because the only people you're not supporting in that process is the bookstore's owner. Okay, the person who's actually handling the bookshop and not the publisher. Because whether you buy it online or whether you buy it from a bookstore, the publisher ends up getting the same amount of money no matter what. You just end up helping the seller of the book a bit more while you purchase from the bookstore, but it is non-budget friendly, as I said before. Since the main goal of this video is to give you ideas of how to save money while buying a lot of books, I'd always suggest you to go forward and buy books online, especially if they are new books and when you're shopping on a budget. My tip number 2 is for those people like me who love to go forward to a book sale and just feel the books physically with your hands and buy them there. And it is to go and buy books from used book sales, okay? There are hundreds and hundreds of used book sales that are happening always across the country. Some of the things off the top of my head are Bookchore's Lock the Box, the unlimited book fair that is hosted by Used Books Factory. And there are also some other events which are conducted by Bookish Santa and all other such bookish startups inside our country. I've visited like a handful of these, and trust me, the quality and range of the books that they have is really, really vast. And you can just go forward and explore, okay? I've bought a lot of books from such sales, and I did not just end up saving money, but also ended up finding a lot of great authors whom I would have not read from if not for those used book sales. I've also taken a couple of my friends for these used book sales in the past few years, and trust me, even those who are not readers ended up splurging a little bit and buying books from there and ended up becoming readers, because when you're able to get these many things for such a little price, and the experience that you get out of those books is something which is greater than life, it is worth spending that little bit of money. And while spending like 2,000 or 3,000 rupees, you end up buying like 15 to 20 books easily. This will happen in any of the used book sales that you can go to and buy, because used books are way too cheap. Okay, in terms of price, they are way too cheap for the exact same story and the exact same content that you see in a completely new book. Just because it has been owned by a person and then passed on, you get it for such a great price. So the next time you see a used book sale, please don't skip it. Go forward and at least have a look. Trust me, you will loosen your purse strings and you will end up spending a little bit of money. And as a result of that, you're going to get so much. My third one is kind of a gray area, okay? I'm recommending this exactly in the middle of the video because I have experienced both good as well as bad things while I followed this tip. And I can say that most of the time it has been good, okay? It is like something you have to take with a grain of salt. And it is to buy from Instagram bookstores. Again, there are so many Instagram stores in India right now, and you can just go forward and search them on Instagram. I'm sure you'll get a ton of results. But please be careful, because such bookstores, while providing new copies of books at such cheap prices, end up selling pirated copies in huge numbers. I've experienced that before, and I've also experienced really original copies that are sold by certain bookstores also on Instagram. The thing which I'd like you to see or monitor before you buy from such Instagram bookstores is go forward and see their story highlights. And if they don't have anything like that, ask them for some kind of proof that their books are not pirated by DMing them. And only if you get a reply and if you get like a proper response from them with proof, go forward and buy from them. Otherwise, don't. And if you're a manga reader who wants to buy and read physical manga books, I can say that Instagram bookstores are the way to go. Personally, I have not bought any manga yet from any Instagram bookstore, but considering the price range, I think it is a good choice. This fourth tip is going to sound a little bit selfish, but follow it if you want or don't. I cannot tell you what to do. And it is to go forward and follow bookstagrammers, book bloggers, booktubers, and all other such people online who keep on raving about books like me, okay? I'm there on Instagram as well as YouTube, and I don't have any other platform where I am that much active on. And I'm saying this in specific because these are the people on the internet who keep buying a lot of books, okay? And because of that itself, they'll have knowledge of when they can buy what book at what price. And when they see a price drop, they don't just buy it for themselves, they also shout it out on their stories or any other platform in some way, okay? I know that I do it, and I know that so many bookstagrammers whom I follow keep on doing it on a daily basis itself. A great page if you want to follow is Broke Bibliophile in Instagram. They drop such great deals, especially during the sale time in Amazon, and trust me, I bought insanely great books at insanely cheap prices just by following that page. I know it sounds unbelievable and also kind of selfish, but once you experience getting such great deals from pages and people like that, trust me, you will not end up following or unsubscribing from them at all, because they share only really legit deals. So yeah, if you want to get great deals and if you want to save a lot more money, at least just for that purpose alone, go forward and follow such people online, because many of them are so great and they are very, very down to earth too. A really easy example which I can say is, many people who are my audience itself have sent me screenshots from Amazon and Flipkart with the prices of the books, and they'll ask me on my DMs whether this is worth buying by spending this much money or not. And based on the knowledge that I have and based on the amount of money that I spent on buying specific books or how I feel about the book, I go forward and tell them my opinion of whether they can buy the book for this price or not. And many of them have come back and also told me that this was a great deal. And some people have said that the deal was good, but I did not like the book. And just by this, you just end up making connections with people while also saving money. So yeah, following such people online is a really, really great and easy way to save a ton of money while buying books. And at last, I want to talk about ways in which you can save money, not just for physical books, but also digital books, okay? Audiobooks and ebooks are just as equally important and useful as physical books are. It's just that you don't see them in a physical format, but you end up experiencing and consuming the same content just in a different format. So the best thing I'll say is always have an audiobook subscription running, okay? And my preferred brand always has been Storytel for the past 4 to 5 years, okay? The best thing about Storytel is that, just like Netflix, you can just use one account and you can log in that account into 5 different devices, and it also supports offline listening to audiobooks. So just like in Netflix, if you want to watch some show, what you should do here is you have to download the particular audiobook that you want to listen, and the other person who's online can listen to it online, and you can just turn off your data connection and listen to the audiobook offline. Currently, the subscription is for 299 rupees per month, and 6 people can share one account for 50 rupees per month, right? If you can read like 10 books per month for 50 rupees, just imagine what kind of a great deal it is. And again, Storytel also offers a lot of subscriptions based on different times of the year. Sometimes you even get an annual subscription for half the price. I got it very recently in February, and before I could share it to my people who are following me online, the deal just ended, so you should always be vigilant. It also has a plethora of books in different languages, so if you're not a person who's interested in reading English books, you can also read books in different regional languages. In my home itself, myself, my brother, father, as well as my mother share the same account, and my mother uses that for Tamil audiobooks, and I and my brother use it for both Tamil as well as English audiobooks. So if you ask me, it's just a great deal. I'm not sponsored by Storytel in any way. I'm just sharing this here because I've benefited using that subscription for the past 4 to 5 years. And the last one I'd say is ebook subscriptions like Kindle Unlimited or Prime Reading, using which you can either buy the ebooks at a much smaller price than they are sold otherwise, or you can end up like, just borrowing the books like in a library and finishing them and returning them back to the catalog once you finish reading them. There's a certain number of books you can borrow at once, and you'll have to return 1 or 2 books in order to, keep that number properly always. But again, audiobook subscriptions as well as ebook subscriptions are a great way to save money if you want to read more books by spending very less. So yes guys, those are the 5 important and super easy tips that I wanted to share with you guys if you want to save more money while buying more books and reading more books. I hope this video was useful for you, and you'll end up trying at least a few of these tips in your life if you want to save money on books. So if you did find it useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also share it to your friends. And if you want to get more content from me, do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.